Hello, welcome back. Mofi. Oh, yeah. But I think that this clickbait time is over now. At least I hope. And I think that this is now a good time to get a bit deeper into this affair, debacle, call it whatever you want. You know, one of the most heard things was, yeah, but they sound great. So what? And yeah, okay, you can argue that way, no problem. But some of you may remember when I did this video where I talked about the changes that I'm planning to do due to this events, and of course I want to go deeper into what's the problem. They do sound great. Do they sound that great? And I managed to get my hands on some originals where I have the Mofis and now the originals, and also from the country, the origin of country. So that's also, in my opinion, quite important. And I want to do every now and then a video where I compare a Mofi release against an original pressing, whenever possible, with the country of origin. And we start, with one of those artists, which is, in a way, it's quite funny. You know, there are two artists, at least when it comes to my channel. When I do a video about them, and I love both artists, those videos do not get much attention, but I think those are incredible artists. One of those artists is REISSUES, and the other artist is the fantastic Elvis Costello, and the Attractions, of course. And I want to compare two of his releases. This one, the Get Happy, and a second one, Imperial Bedroom, also Elvis Costello and the Attractions, against their Mofi counterpart, or the Mofi against their original counterpart. This is, for me, per se, very, very interesting. But in this case, we have something special. As you may know, Mofi has decided nowadays to get honest and transparent, and so they put out a list of titles, or a list of their titles. Not all of them so far has been declared, but that's okay. These things, of course, take some time. And the Elvis Costello releases, at least all of them, with the exception of this Kurt Baccarat they did later, are all, or let's put it otherwise, they have done them in a way where they say that it's not the best to do it. They did them direct to lathe, analog. They state that DSD is the better way, if I understood them correctly. Those Elvis Costellos, also those two we talk about in today's video, are direct to lathe / analog. Yeah, and of course you can imagine. I was very eager to hear the results. And let's briefly talk about the two editions I compare. We start with the Imperial Bedroom. Here is the Mofi release. Comes in a gatefold jacket, and it is a 33 1/3 numbered edition. Stuff we know from Mofi. And yeah, maybe an interesting fact up front, the Mofi has been up to, I think, 180 euros at its peak, at its high price, and now it has gone down. You get decent copies for 150. My original near mint vinyl, near mint jacket copy, I've got for 32, which I can imagine is not cheap. You even can get them if you take your time and go to a record store. Probably you probably even can get that even cheaper. I can imagine. Those hunters out there, put the comments below. I probably paid too much, but excuse me, I really was eager to start this series, to have the first originals at my hand to do this. And yeah, let's briefly go into the, here, this is the original inner. And wait a second, I show you the vinyl. Oh, this is good. This is the original vinyl. Yeah. Gave it a sincere cleaning of, I think, 10 to 15 minutes, if not more. Yeah, the procedure, I do this comparison. I said I will do them always the same. Maybe you have an ingenious suggestion where you say, oh no, this is the better way. I first listen to the Mofi, then I do my listening to the original, and then I compare significant parts where I think, oh, okay, let's go into this, and hear the difference here. Yeah, that's the way I did it. As I said, first the Mofi, then the original, and yeah, significant difference, really a significant difference. The original is way better. It's like putting, you know, there are sometimes sayings, everybody says that from time to time, but in this case it's obvious. It's like you lift off a blanket from your speakers. Not a woolen one, let's say a linen one. It is more transparent, more punch, clearer, fresher, everything. And that was really significant. In some songs, Elvis Costello really does a lot of phrasing with his voices, going up and down and playing in an incredible cool way. And this is so much more prominent, so much more direct that you, oh, what does he do with his voice? On the original, that it is stunning. This difference is stunning. So 1/3 of the price and way more better. Way more better. So there is, sorry when I'm, you know, usually I try to say, oh, this is better on this one because, and try to find good points for both versions. But I can't in this particular case. I just can't, because the original is way better, and I really can understand now more and more those sometimes even angry or desperate comments. Hey, Michael, listen to the original. They are really good. Try it. Yeah, I have been very stubborn in that, but yeah, everybody has to evolve. Yeah, this original is a killer record. Really sounds great, really cool. But in my opinion, it even gets more interesting because I also compared the Get Happy release. Here is my, again, near mint copy. Very beautiful. No, this is not ringwear. This is on the jacket. I got this one for $22, which is astonishing in my opinion for an original. Inner sleeves, vinyl, and I compared it against the Mofi release. For the Mofi release, let's go into prices once more. The top price I think was 259 euros. It's now down to 179. So still really significant. We have here a 45 RPM version. And maybe some of you have watched, I think I said it in the Classic Series, Blue Note Classic Series video, where I stated that a master engineer really has to do something very special to beat out in 45 RPM when he is doing a 33. Of course, this is original, you can't, it's not the same here, but we really have the top-notch possibilities for this release. We have a direct-to-lathe analog cut, we have a 45 RPM, we have 180 gram audiophile vinyl, yada. We have everything against an, I don't know how many times pressed originals from the 80s. And of course I did the same procedure. Mofi, original significant parts. And this time it was, and I'm a bit relieved, it was way closer. It was not that obvious, which is of course a good thing. But still, and yet again, the original is the better version. In the same aspects as I talked about it in the first with the Imperial Bedtime, so I have to go over and over again, take what I said from the first record, and now we are in that area. Much closer, but still the same. So, in the first round, I can say that, of course, don't get me wrong, the Mofis do sound good. Those are really good sounding albums. I have made videos very early in the history of my channel about them, and I really loved them and liked them because those are great sounding records. Don't get me wrong. But if you have now the bass line, the scale I've talked about in that video, the glory of Mofi becomes way smaller. And it's not after the Mofi debacle, because watch the other videos, watch the Muddy Waters, I said it there, for example, also in other, as when you can compare Mofis against other great pressings, they do not shine that bright. But that may change. Maybe my thought after I've compared it before I did this video, one of my thoughts was maybe Mofi and their equipment or their mastering engineers, they are better when they do DSD. Maybe because one of the next I will do is, and I think I said it and I still think it because I haven't gotten the original yet, the Alan Parsons sounds really great, and it kills the Speaker's Corner. I will now get the original and do a video about it, and this is digital. So maybe Mofi needs to do it digital because they can handle that better. We will see. I have no idea. But this also, of course, will be, at least for me, very interesting when I can compare a digital Mofi cut against an original, and it will probably be with the last Alan Parsons project. So, okay, first try, first round, there will be more. I really want to do that. Thank you for your time, and see you on the next one. Bye.